Imagine a world where Homelander reigns supreme as commander-in-chief of his own private superhero militia, backed by the US government's deepest pockets and darkest secrets. But behind them, it's all part of Sister Sage's master plan, where they control not just the president, but the entire country. And that's just phase 1 of her diabolical scheme. In The Boys Season 4 finale, it's been confirmed that Sister Sage has been pulling all the strings the entire time. With schemes so complex, it'll make Littlefinger proud. Join me in this video as we dive into the diabolical depths of her strategy. From making Homelander the supreme power in the country, to making Starlight public enemy number 1, and just exactly what is phase 2 of her plan. We're gonna be breaking all of that down in this video. In my last video, we touched on Sister Sage's plan to invoke the 25th Amendment and take the presidency away from Singer. The way we thought she was going to do it was to use Newman to assassinate him. But Sister Sage is always one step ahead of us. Newman was too unpredictable, and she knew that. She knew she couldn't trust Newman. It was a 3-layered plan with multiple contingencies. Step 1 was for Newman to use her powers against Singer, but Sister Sage knew Homelander could not be trusted, and we saw in the season finale, Homelander actually exposed Newman having powers. So if she used her powers, that plan would have got them caught. Step 2 would have been to use the shapeshifter Starlight to assassinate Singer, thus making Newman the president. But just in case that didn't work, just in case the boys, who Sister Sage also accounted for, found a way to stop Starlight, and in case Starlight got her powers back and was able to stop the shifter, Sister Sage accounted for one more, and that was to have a recording device on the shifter to record Singer's private conversations in which he would confirm that he was trying to kill Newman. And that third plan, no one knew about. Not even Homelander, not even the shifter itself. And notice how the shifter gets consistently hot, almost as if it has something in its body, such as a camera that's affecting its immune system. And with that piece of audio video footage, Sister Sage is able to leak it to the press and have the government, who is ran by Speaker Calhoun, who is in Vought's back pocket, aka Sister Sage, as the CEO of Vought, and they were able to invoke the 25th Amendment. And the way the chain of command works in the United States, it goes the president, the vice president, and then the Speaker of the House. You see, this was a multi-layered plan, and Sister Sage accounted for Homelander not understanding the complexities of this, and Homelander has given her every reason not to trust him. Remember when they were first looking for the leak? Sister Sage always knew it was A-Train, but when she was fake interviewing people, we saw how Homelander killed that one employee without a second thought. Sister Sage made note of this, and she knew not to divulge too much to Homelander because he was going to jump the gun, and it played out exactly like she thought he would. Newman was their ace in the hole, and that was the first step of the plan. Homelander went on TV and just blurted out the secret without a care in the world. Sister Sage accounted for that. And because Homelander outed Newman, at this point, she was of no use to them because Newman is not someone they can control. And Sister Sage always understood that. We saw how Homelander was threatening Newman. And once you start to treat a partner like that, that's going to turn around and bite you in the butt. She understood this and knew that Newman was not to be trusted, and she would find a way to go against him, which ultimately led to Newman dying, which fell perfectly into step 3 of her plan. In episode 7 of season 4, we saw that when Homelander thought he had a full grasp of the plan, when he thought that they were going to use a shooter to kill Singer, he fired Sister Sage. He felt as though he didn't need her. He felt as though he had enough wisdom, and he fired her. She also accounted for this because Homelander told her in the very beginning of this season that he's petty, and she understood this. And that's also why she needed Starlight to get her powers back. We know one thing about Sister Sage is the fact that she's very astute at understanding psychology, as she understood Homelander's psychology and was able to read him like a book. That's why earlier in the season, all those psychological attacks against Starlight was messing with her powers. We even saw Newman call Starlight out on this, and that's part of Sister Sage's plan. That was a way to disrupt Starlight, but now with the shifter out of the way, she needs Starlight back as public enemy number 1. And the best way to do this was to have the shifter psychologically torment Starlight to the point that Starlight's powers re-emerge. Because we saw the shifter could beat the boys, and Starlight is the only one on their team that could stop the shifter, And that was necessary. So the only way that the Shifter as Starlight wouldn't kill Singer is if Starlight herself killed the Shifter. That was accounted for. And at the end of the episode, we saw as Homelander started rounding off all the boys and all the heroes, we saw the characters of Gen V and some other soups that Vought had under their control, rounding up Starlight. And Starlight powers manifested and she flew away. This is very crucial because Homelander's speech mentions the Starlighters, and the fact that they haven't arrested her and put her in those internment camps means that she's public enemy number one, and she is the target that they're going to focus on. And that's essentially going to be their boogeyman, their Bin Laden. All of this was part of Sage's plans. All of this was accounted for. You saw her gloating to Homelander at the end. She did this without throwing a single punch and accounting for every character to play their part. Having a fallback to a fallback to a fallback, proving she is the smartest person on the show. But that's just phase one. What is phase 2 of Sister Sage's plans? At the end of episode 7, she told Homelander, you can't defeat him. We thought the him could have met Homelander himself or Ryan, but at the end of the episode, we're reintroduced to Soldier Boy, the one character Homelander could not beat in straight up combat. And also the one person that America loves the most, he's their Captain America. And he's her trump card to fully cause anarchy. Because remember, she said her plans aren't done yet. Phase 1 was giving Homelander all this power, and the way the season played out played perfectly to plan. We thought that was her ultimate plan, but that was phase 1. Remember, Sister Sage wants anarchy. The very Speaker of the House, Calhoun, represents the very people that Sister Sage does not like. So do you guys believe that she would actually sit there and leave them in power? The way the season ended, Homelander realized once and for all, Sister Sage is smarter than him and he needs her. We found him crying on the floor, and now he is going to be utterly devoted to her because she knows what she's doing. And she's accounted for all of his machinations, his mood swings, and she's not afraid of him because Homelander is a very predictable person. That's why she knew she could find him on the floor crying, because he thought the plan was ruined. But as we saw in the end of the episode, Homelander has now started rounding people up, putting them in internment camps, and we know that's just not going to go over well with the general public. You can't just round people up. That's going to cause the opposition to rise. Butcher has the virus, and Butcher is on an all-out war against Homelander. He's going to lead the revolution. Starlight is their figurehead. She's out on the run. They're looking for her, and she leads the Starlighters. Her powers are light. It's a way to unite people together. And Homelander has all the soups under Vought's control. Homelander has the government, but Sister Sage is CEO of Vought. Sister Sage is also the one who's in charge of Godolkin University now, as well as all the soups under Homelander. We know Black Noir and the Deep have big boners for her, so even his most trusted advisors are all in her back pocket. So she is the one in charge, not Homelander. And by the time he finds out, it's going to be too late. Between Soldier Boy, Butcher, Starlight, and just pretty much the general public, everyone's going to tear each other apart. But guys, that's just phase 2 of her plans. What about phase 3 or more? We're going to find out more about Sister Sage's plans in season 5, the final season of The Boys. But guys, that's just my thoughts about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, binge on.